Hi, this is Lori, and welcome to your Pick a Card reading. Today I have 4 decks with me. Pick the cards that you resonate with and see how it plays out for you during the week. I like to think of them as theme cards. So our first one is Ask and It Is Given cards. These are really good affirmation cards and also for the law of attraction. The next one is The Answer is Simple. And we have the Heal Yourself reading cards. Heal Yourself reading cards. And the last one is the Light Worker Oracle. And I have a funny story about these. I saw this and I was immediately drawn to them. So then I ordered them and got them the very next day off of Amazon. And I was shocked because usually card decks don't come out that fast. So I was like, yes, it was meant to be. So for the Ask and It Is Given, I'm going to go ahead and knock on the cards and we're going to ask what cards to give to people today. Okay, they're telling me to pull one card from the bottom. And I can always tell a different financial abundance story. So this one is about the way that you see money. Sometimes, I'll run across people where they're like, I would like to have more money in my life. I want to create more abundance. But they believe that money is the root of all evil. And I'm like, how are you going to manifest money if you have that belief system? So this is about changing the way that you see money. Sometimes it's about how our families spend and use money. So if you came from a home where people didn't know how to manage money well, then you got to relearn some of those skills and how to have financial abundance. So I'm going to read. This is kind of long, okay? And take your time. Sometimes the meanings can be a little bit convoluted. But I'm going to read the back of the card, so just think about it. And again, the angels are recommending for people to have a notebook and kind of write down which cards you resonate with. There may be more than one. So here we go. What anyone else has or does not have has nothing to do with you. The only thing that affects your experience is the way you utilize the non-physical energy with your thought. Your abundance or lack of it in your experience has nothing to do with what anybody else is doing or having. It only has to do with your perspective. It only has to do with your offering of thought. If you want your fortunes to shift, you have to begin telling a different story. So you have to focus on that. So if you feel drawn to this card, it may be a kick in the pants for you to look at your finances, see how your money, or it may be to invest. A lot of people do like investment apps like Acorns, things like that, where it takes your spare change and you start out small. They said also for people to pay themselves when they get money, put some money aside and pay themselves. And so the next card we have, The Answer is Simple. Let's see if the answer really is simple. I always like to say that with this card deck. I'm going to knock on the cards. They said just pull one from the bottom. So I'm just going to meditate on this for a second and see what comes out for us. We have the card Rise and Shine. And they said that this has to do with what people do when they wake up in the morning. What type of rituals do you have for yourself? They said the more successful people and the more that people are balanced, they have different things that they do each day. So they can get up in the morning and they talk to their angels, God, and the ancestors, okay? Or they get up and they exercise, they meditate, they eat, think about what you do on a daily basis. They said that they want people to start their days out right, to call them in, to work with them on a regular basis. A lot of people, they have good intentions, but then they forget. So they're telling people, have a pen and paper, write down your goals each day. Before you go to bed at night, look at your goals. And let me see if there's anything else for this. They're saying this is about getting out in the world and sharing your soul with the world. So this is also for people that may be, they want to start their own personal business, or they want to get out of their current life circumstances. They said step outside, get out and enjoy the world. And they said that there's nothing to fear. So that, again, the message has a couple of different meanings, but they're telling me that they want people to step outside of their comfort zones, go into the unknown. We will provide the next step. Okay, so there's a lot of different messages in there, so take what fits for your particular circumstances. And I'm going to go ahead. Okay, here comes a kitty. So I couldn't prevent, those kitties always want to come around when I'm doing readings. The next card deck I'm going to go to is the Heal Yourself. So some of the artwork on here does have skulls and skeletons, so I will just tell you guys, but the cards feel good to me and I like to use them. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there for any of you angel people. I don't get bad energy from these cards. It's just the style of artwork. So I'm going to ask, what messages do they have for everyone? We have patience. So we got one of the more beautiful cards, not like of a skeleton or something. Patience. And they want me to read the description. So sometimes I am guided to read the description of the card. But they said this is what it means, is about having patience in your life, patience for what you're trying to manifest and create. I feel like they're saying this is for any people trying to start their own type of business, or they're expecting things from other people, or people to change. They said you got to have patience and you got to let that person just be who they are. They're saying again about, I guess they're putting this with a relationship message also. For any people in relationships, they said that it's not about wanting the person. They said you have to give love to the person the way that they would like it, not the way that you would like it. That you need to have that patience and understanding of how they are as a person. And now I'm going to go to the meaning of the card, so I'm going to use the book for this. A lot of these bigger decks have a lot of good resources. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the meaning of this card. So this is pretty nice. And it says, you must develop patience in all areas of your life. Patience does not mean that you give up and do nothing. On the contrary, you need to be aware of several aspects of the circumstances that you are facing. Patience requires you to stop pushing, rushing, and creating potentially explosive situations. Instead, it asks you to see the bigger picture and become aware of ingredients that you might be missing. If you are impatient with a particular person, instead give them space. Avoid jumping to conclusions and making up dramatic stories about a person or a situation without being aware of all the details. So that's a very important message there. You have an opportunity to let go of judgment. Always look for the truth of a situation, not what someone is saying or doing, but why. Patience can also be connected to a health condition you are recovering from, a new diet or exercise program you have embarked on, or a new course of study you may have begun. And down here it does have an action step, but I'm not going to go into all of that. I'll just tell you what the action, it says, say to yourself, I accept what is without judgment. I am willing to practice patience and presence. Okay, so that's the affirmation and the meaning for that card. Now we're going to our last one, the Lightworker Oracle. So if you're like me, you're like, yeah, let's just get right to this one. They told me just pull the card from the bottom. I'm going to put my hand on it for a moment. We have the card Third Ray of Creative Intelligence. So if you got this card deck, it's really beautiful. The art and everything is just amazing, and it holds healing frequencies. So you can just kind of stare at this and say, open my heart center, call in my guardian angels and Archangel Michael, and I ask the Third Ray of Creative Intelligence to download now. And as I say that, I feel that ray come in. So they're saying exactly what it is it's a ray of light. And they want me to go to the meaning of the card. So I'm going to read you guys the meaning of the card as well. And again, these new decks have lots of meanings. So I always try to read the meaning of the card and understand it for myself, besides intuitive messages. So what we have, this is the meaning of the card, if you chose this. The Third Ray of Creative Intelligence brings the gift of practical spirituality and develops the talent for grounding inspired creativity into the world, creating your own projects, and empowers your manifestations. This ray brings many gifts, including new ideas and the practical support needed to bring them to life. The ability to organize, make connections and networks, and synthesize information from various sources into one coherent whole. Archangel Chamuel helps you receive this gift from the universe with love and intelligence. And then I'm just going to say a little bit more because there's a lot of information. It says the Third Ray of Creative Intelligence will help you gain practicality to organize and manifest an idea or vision in the world. So they're saying they said that this card could relate to light workers, artists, writers, television, TV people. Letting those ideas flow is very important. Archangel Chamuel brings the gift of reclaiming lost energy. Ideas are talents that can help you fulfill your divine potential. And then they want me to do the invocation down here. So if you would like to participate in this, you can just say, I'm opening my heart center. I'm allowing this information and these healing frequencies to come in. Okay? I now accept of my own free will the blessing of grace and the Third Ray of Creative Intelligence. I thank the universe for all assistance in turning my spiritual aspirations into successful, practical, real-world manifestations of light, grace, love, and empowerment. I gratefully receive the unconditionally loving intervention of Archangel Chamuel to recover and express all talents and abilities meant to help me fulfill my mission. Thank you, universe, for helping me to manifest my divine dreams. I ask that in unconditional love, this ray be made available to all who can benefit from it. According to divine wisdom, mercy, and compassion for the greatest good, so be it. So that is really powerful. And when I first got this, I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. And I right away started giving myself readings, sending all these light rays down. And again, for any new people here, like the light rays are essentially the Holy Spirit. And we can call in different colors to heal our aura, our energy, and work with the angels to do that. Okay, and then I think that's all the messages for this week. So thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you'd like to get a private in-depth reading, please go to Angel Readings by LaurieRules.com and take care.